There must be a deer somewhere nearby, because just before I was opening my protective case for my phone, and the deer got really scared because it has this kind of opening mechanism. I don't know what it's called in English, but I also got really scared because it sounded like a horse when it was running away. It must have been right next to me. Yeah, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about, these protective cases for your body because of the radiation. And here's some raspberries. It's the first time in a really long time that I'm on a hike, several years. When I was in Switzerland, I would hike more regularly, mainly because I knew the mountains there and I always knew how I need to prepare myself and how long the different hikes are going to take, when I have to start and so on. It's very familiar. And then never really tried to hike anywhere else in the world. Just Petra is calling. Yeah, Petra was just asking me how I'm doing, because I've also never made this hike. So it's the first time I'm really going somewhere on my own. It's an official hike. That was important for me. I don't want to try anything new. There are a lot of raspberries, but I can't get there. Yeah, so protective gear or cases because of the radiation of phones. There are a few things that I'm doing because we are exposed to it anyways. There's almost no place on earth where you can really hide from this or be protected from it. It's also not really necessary. However, for the strongest and most intense radiations, I find it's very useful to have protection. For example, this here. I bought this off Amazon, and it has this Faraday fabric. I think it's called Faraday. When I put my phone in here, then it's completely shielded. I can't. Bluetooth doesn't work, Wi-Fi doesn't work, data doesn't work. It's just protected. Here, more raspberries. Very nice. So I always have my phone in this when I carry it with me in my pocket, because I want to keep my reproductive organs safe. I don't want to expose it to this radiation. Then another thing that I do is I try to not call with the phone on my ear, because when you're calling, the cell towers and the phone are communicating even more, and it's creating wavelength or electromagnetism, and it creates heat in your body. So all phones are nowadays tested for their radiation. They are called SAR values. You can look up online what the SAR values are for your phone. iPhone usually has around 1.0, and it's good to have the phone a little bit away to keep some distance and just call on a speaker, especially when you're calling, because sometimes you might notice you have the phone on your ear and it creates so much heat. Your ear is getting hot, your head is getting hot, so keep the phone a little bit away. Another thing is the Wi-Fi at home. What we always do, Petra and me, we have a automatic clock on the Wi-Fi socket, so every night around 11 when we go to bed, it turns off automatically and it turns on the next morning. So that's another way that we are not exposed to it unnecessarily overnight. What else? Induction stoves. We are really not fans of induction stoves. If you have ever used one, you notice that they are super quick. But even if you cook water and it's boiling, you drink it, it still doesn't feel this hot. And also when you cook vegetables or anything, it's so quick, those magnets, that it just kills all the nutrients in your food. And that's a real shame, of course. So whenever we look for an apartment, somewhere to stay, we prefer something without induction stove. Also, when you stand in front of it, I also wouldn't recommend that, because your reproductive organs are right exposed to it. So if you have to use it, keep some distance, and maybe try to cook your food a bit slowly, not on the highest setting. And another thing which we also never ever use is a microwave. That's a really funny story. I was in France on an exchange French visit, to learn French with my school for 2 weeks, and I was having a host family which was cooking all her food. She was making for the first night coq au vin, the chicken in the oven with wine. And when she finished cooking and we were ready to eat, she put all our foods into the microwave, almost just to like kill everything quickly before you eat it, so you get the least amount of nutrients in it. And she had in that house like 10 or 11 microwaves. Even in my bedroom was a microwave. So I really stay away from that. In my childhood we used it a lot. It's just convenient and quick. But don't do it. I also don't use it for popcorn anymore. That was the only thing that I used it for. Now just put a little bit of ghee or olive oil into a pan, normal pot with a lid. Wait until it's hot, and then put there the corn and still shake the pot a little bit back and forth so it coats all the oil and fat. And as soon as it's done, take it off the heat and don't cook it too hot, too fast, otherwise it will burn. But yeah, stay away from microwaves. They're not good for you. Is there anything more? It's really beautiful here. This whole hike I haven't seen one person. I don't know why. Well, it's during the week, maybe not holiday yet. I have the privilege that I can go anytime I want. I even found mushrooms, those chanterelles. I also don't know what they're called in English. Yes, I'm excited to bring those home later. And all this here's raspberries. I'm here around 800 meters above sea level. We'll go a little bit more and then I'll go back the same way. Just wanted to test it a little bit, but it was really tough, especially after such a long time. Also, the laptops, don't put them on your lap, even though they're named after it. Put it on top of your lap, don't put them there. They also sell these protective mats which you can put between your lap and your laptop, so you also don't have the radiation directly on your body. Just stay away from it as much as you can. You don't have to be completely shielded of it, otherwise you would have to live in some mountain hut, secluded from the world. It's not necessary, but what we can do to be a bit more safe and keep the bodies healthier, let's do that. So I hope this was interesting for you and helpful. And if you're new here, subscribe and leave a comment below if you feel like it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.